Let me share my screen. Okay. Now let's cover some more topics on the Java, some more little bit terminology that we have in Java. What are these? We will be covering in today's. First concept, we have platform that we already discussed in previous slide, that platform is an environment, and hardware environment. Now we understand that you can say that we have platforms inside airlines, inside airport, that this is platform A, platform B, platform C. We have a same concept. We have a platform inside railway station, that this is the platform X, Y, Z. But in software and inside the technology, we have a terminology of a platform, which totally different, and it depends on the environment. Like we have Mac OS platform, we have Windows platform, we have Linux platform, we have GRE platform. Now these platform are different, have functioning in different way. Now Java software has what? Has platform dependent software. Like suppose if you're downloading as any software for Mac OS, if you go to the Java website, for Linux, they have different GRE. GRE is a software, or we can say that Java runtime environment, that we can do the coding inside that. These concepts will be explaining later on to you. Just as of now, get the concept of the platform. Like for Windows, we have different GRE. For Linux, we will be having different GRE. So we can say that Java is a platform independent, the software which we are creating inside Java. But GRE, the Java runtime environment, it's a platform dependent. Means that for Windows, we will have a different GRE. For Linux, we will be downloading from for Linux. That is totally different. The extension are different, and for Mac OS, it is different. Like we did for the MySQL, installing MySQL server, if you guys remember it. Now, next concept is API. API is nothing but application programming interface. What it does, it make the developer life easy. An application programming interface is a connection between computer or between the computer programs. What does it mean? If a human talks with the computer, it will be talking through a programming language. But what if a machine talks with a machine, like computer talks with a computer? So in that case, there is a one concept called API, application programming interface. And with the help of API, machine or computers can talk with each other and distribute the tasks, whatever we do the programming inside the APIs. Now, for example, let me go to Google. Let me sign out from here. Let me sign out from here. Or let's create this one. Like, let me take one of the example. Like this Udemy will be okay. Let me log out from the Udemy itself. Okay. Now, guys, inside Udemy, if I want to sign up or register, I will click on sign up button. Inside sign up, or instead of sign up, let's click on login. Let me have the what? Let me have the API concept. Now, inside sign up, you can see that with the email and password, I have these three accounts connected. Continue with Apple, continue with Facebook, continue with Google. Guys, these continue with Google's, Facebook, Apple are APIs, which is set on the face of what? On the face of the Udemy account. That even if you don't have any account, if I click on this, the account will be directly created for me. They will allow me to log in. My data will be registered on Udemy server, and I can log in through it, and I can do what? I will learn, I will purchase the courses, I will do anything because my account is created with one click only. Now this is called API. How it functions? It functions like this. I will show you an example. Let me draw it. How it works. If I click on Google, perhaps Google stores my data inside their server. Here's my data inside Google server, inside one of their database. Here's my record, Google server. Now, if I click on that, I log in with Google, log with Google. If I click on that, the request will be generated. The request will send to Google server, and they will ask for what? For my information. Google will do what? Google will provide my information through APIs. It will give it to the Udemy server. It will give it to what? Udemy server. Udemy server set up a programming language or code, make a code business logic that if data of the user come from API, just do what? Directly store it inside my database and create the login functionality and let the relevant person log into the system. Now, here what? Server talks with server. Human didn't insert a record. Computer talks with computer. So inside this, the computer which they talk, there is a concept called DPI, that these talking done by who? But through the APIs. Now this is the concept of the APIs which we have. These are the small and basic terminologies that we need to understand, guys. Next, we have what? We have compiler. Now, what is compiler? In computing or in programming, a compiler is a computer program that translates computer code written in one programming language, the source language we can say, into another language, the target language, or we can say, or machine code 0 and 1. Now, what does it mean? Let's go to here. At the starting point, I explained that if we talk with the computer, here is a language. Computer only understand what? Computer only understand 0 and 1. Digit of 0, 1. If I write hello on the computer, you can see, read it hello. But how computer will read it? Computer will read it like this. 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 0, like this. Computer will read it like this and display it for us. But how it is possible that I write the syntax, the part in native English, and the computer will understand this, and later on the computer will display and do the task whatever I want, whatever task I want. Now, the same concept that this functionality will be done here is what is called a compiler, a translator between them. This language has a translator. How this translator will work, let's see it right here. Let me erase these things. Let me erase this. Okay. Now, let me take the pen again. Now, if I say to computer that perform task like print for me hello world, print for me hello world. Now, how the computer will do this task for me? If I program it that whenever this particular time comes, just print the hello world for me. Now, here is a concept called translator, that I will write it in plain English. Translator or compiler. Compiler is a translator. Compiler will take it and change it to 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, like this. The compiler will convert this plain English to 0, 1, and will do it, and will submit it to computer machine. This is my Java program. The duty of compiler is whenever I hand over it to compiler, this program, compiler will do it. Compiler will convert it to 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And the duty of the compiler is to submit it to machine. It will submit it to machine. Machine duty is to display whatever task I submitted to machine. This is the duty of the compiler. This section is clear, guys? You guys understand it? That what does compiler do? Any question till this point? Okay, great. Now let's jump into sliding in. This was all about the compiler. Now we have what? Platform. Now next we have interpreter. Interpreter is same like compiler. He's also the translator, but the difference between interpreter and compiler is in here. That we have two kinds of translator. One translator is that one person behavior is that he will listen to all of your story, and after that he will translate the whole story to the next person. But most of the people have behavior that you will say hello, you will say to him hello. You will say how are you, you will say to him how are you. Same like this, and here we have compiler duty is that compiler will get all of the data or all of the text or all of the scripts once script which is written in plain English. It will get all of the scripts. It will do what? It will convert it at once to 0 and 1 in one attempt. It will first get a whole the record and convert it in one time at once and submit it to what? Submit it to the screen or submit it to the computer. But interpreter do what? It is the duty of the compiler. But interpreter do what? Interpreter will not function like this. The duty of interpreter is that whenever you write one script, that whenever you write hello, it will convert hello to 0 and 1, 0, 0, 1. It will give it to what? To the computer. Next time, if you write salam or hi, it will do what? It will convert next time the hi. Means interpreter will execute line by line and give it to what? Give it the instruction to the computer. This process is little bit slow. That's why those languages which belongs to interpreter, which have the translator of the interpreter, those languages are slow. But those languages which have the functionality or the power of compiler, those languages are very fast languages. Now, this was the difference between interpreter and compiler, which are both installed by default inside every language that we are using. Now, let's discuss next concept. We have editor. Now, in here, I told you that Java is fast, but Java is also interpreter type. But how it's possible? Right now, I told you that Java is fast, but we say that Java, if some of the languages have used the interpreter, those languages will be slow. I have a beautiful reason for that, that why Java is fast and why Java is using interpreter. Later on, I will explain it. But as of now, just keep in mind that this is the difference between interpreter and compiler. We have next concept editor and IDE. These are the two different environments that we are coding. What is editor? It is a simple software used for writing code or editing text like Notepad, Sublime Text Editor, or Bracket. Even guys, you can write the code inside what? Inside the, let me go to desktop. Yep. Even if I open the Notepad, you can do the coding inside what? Inside your Notepad. Notepad is a small or basic text editor. This text editor doesn't have any feature and functionality of what compiler or interpreter. Inside that, we don't have any what compiler or interpreter. It's just basically do the functionality of writing syntax. We can run the syntax which is have written inside the editor and on another software. But this takes a lot of our time. In today's world, people are not using the editor. People are using what? People are using the IDE. IDE is integrated development environment. It is full form is integrated development environment. Basically, everything that you need for development for the testing that you have need is injected or plugged inside the IDE. You don't need to go here and there. Everything you can find inside the IDE. IDE is a software. For Java, we will be using Eclipse IDE. Eclipse is a very powerful and vast IDE for what? For Java that people are using. Alternative of the Eclipse, we have IntelliJ that we will be using that also, that you can learn that how we will use IntelliJ also. But IDE of the Eclipse is one of the best and better IDE, which I have experience of that. IDE Eclipse is a very beautiful, and it has a lots of functionality, because Eclipse is dedicated to Java. Whenever they develop Eclipse, they dedicate it only to Java, that this Eclipse will be only using for Java. Means all of the functionality which you want to add or enter inside Java, that you can find it there. All of the plugins, everything that you need, every library that you need, it's already inside Eclipse. So Eclipse has a compiler, Eclipse has an interpreter, everything is set inside Eclipse. So combination of everything, every plugin library technology that you need to use with the Java, you can find it inside the Eclipse. That was the difference between editor and IDE. Till this point, do we have any questions, guys? No. Okay. Guys, I will stop right there. Tomorrow we will be discussing about GVM, GRE, and GDK, and these GVM, GRE, GDK will be installing inside in our computer. So for today we are done. I will stop the recording.